People say all the time, hey, with the amount of time you've spent on this, with the amount of energy, with the amount of talent you have, your team has, why aren't you in multifamily? Like, why aren't you doing syndications? Why aren't you doing real estate investment trusts? And the simple answer to that is there are pros and cons to every single asset class out there. If one person's like, hey, the greatest asset class out there is annuities, and all you should have is annuities, run from that person screaming because that person wants your money and that person sells annuities. If you have someone who's like, hey, the only investment you should have is syndications, because syndications are the greatest thing going and they're not willing to admit the cons of that investment strategy, then run from that person screaming, because that person wants your money and they sell syndications. Right? There are pros and cons to every investment strategy out there. That's what I learned in my decade of financial advice. There's pros and cons to everything. You've got to give something up to get something. And with all of the big passive real estate investment products out there, the weakness is pretty similar. You're giving up all the control. With a REIT, a real estate investment trust, with a syndication, with a Delaware statutory trust, a DST, or with a tenant in common, you are giving all of your money or 1031ing your money out of your hands into someone else's hands, and they are in control. Be it a general partner, limited partnership, 50-50 partner with a pro, or be it the biggest real estate investment trust on the planet. You've given them all your money, and you're trusting them to do the job. Now, in exchange, you get economies of scale. So you get the chance to have a larger upside. But don't tell me for 1 second that you give up nothing. You can't go out and cash out refinance a syndication. You can't cash out refinance a real estate investment trust. You can't cash out refinance a tenant in common without going through 6 levels of hell. You just can't. You give up your financing control. You can't exit when you want. Right? When you have a real estate investment trust or a tenant in common or a Delaware statutory trust, when you have any of those asset classes, you say, well, I want to sell. Something's changed in my life. And you can't sell those because someone else controls them. Someone else controls the timetable. And you're just along for the ride. I like single family residential because you keep all the control and it's not a hyper complicated asset class. I like single family residential because you could buy a piece of property today. You can run it profitably tomorrow. And if you come to me in 6 months and say, hey, I want a HELOC on this property so I have a little more capital, a little more credit in my world, cool. You control the financing. If you say, hey, I want to refinance this outright, do a cash out refi, pull out 50, 60, 70, 80%, you can do that because you control the property. If you come to me tomorrow and say, hey, things have changed in my life, I want to sell this property right now, or I want to sell this property in a year, or I want to sell this property in 5 years, you control single family residential with a bedrock model. At least you control the asset because it's not that complicated. And beyond all of that, you don't have to be an accredited investor to buy a rental property. Right? So normal people can actually enjoy this, not just if you have a net worth more than $1 million outside of your primary residence, not just if you have a sophisticated investor status, $350,000 a year for the last 2 years with the expectation of the same for the next 2 years. Single family residential is an achievable investment asset class for normal people. That's why I like it. I like it because it helps normal people. And there's a bunch of big, awesome multifamily managers out there and operators. There's a bunch of awesome syndication managers out there. But what we have to agree to is you give up something to get something. You get economies of scale. You get an extra level of passivity. But you give up the ability to finance. You give up the ability to exit. You give up your control over the asset. In single-family residential, you get to keep all of those control pieces. You get to have more say over your asset.